Good morning. Welcome to ABC 123 Trader. Today is October 23rd, 2020. It's a couple minutes before the open. Let's start taking a look at the futures. Well, after the debate and everything's all said and done now we can start focusing on the markets. It's been consolidated for a few days. We did have a runner yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't around. But we'll start taking a look at everything. So everything's pointing to the green. They're saying on the news for their catalyst to try to push it up higher, both on the Fox side and on the business side. Now let's get a little more into the technical so you can see exactly what I'm looking at and understand how to read the markets. Now I'm going to go from a top-down approach, which I usually do. Now what we had this major pullback, okay? And as you can see, there's a lot of support and resistance, and I'll get to these horizontal lines today and why I drew them. So with all this pullback, and of course I had to do some work in the city and I missed this beautiful run, and we've been frustrated for 2 days of these candles, and as you can see, it's pushing up here. And I have this purple line, okay? And this purple line I believe is going to be really a big support and resistance, so we have to watch until we break that line. This white dotted line is when the swing scanner activated for the sell signal, and as you can see, you would have made your points there if you were a swing trader. So from the beginning on till the maximum bottom, you would have made 90 points there. Not bad for just waiting for it to finish up. Okay, now what I've done, I want to show you what you have to look for. It's always called the top-down approach. Everybody looks at the minutiae right at the trade, but we have to see which side the energy is going, which direction we should be focusing on. There's always snapbacks, but we really got to focus. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to start on the longest time, or we did the longest time frame. I think it's this chart right here. Okay, 4-hour chart. Now on the 4-hour chart, what I did is I put daily profiles on one, as you can see right here. Just put the volume point of controls and I marked them. It says, okay, this is where the most volume is, and see how it's tapping and waiting and waiting. So the next area of interest, of course, would be around the 70 level. Okay, or where the swing is, a lot about the 70, and I still have this 80, and I'm going, why 80? Why 80? Why is that marking there? You might be asking yourself. But as you can see, it's still trying to push hard, and this is a 4-hour candle. You got to realize that. So we had a good run, deep pullback, and as you can see where the support and resistance is. Actually, I'm going to put another line there. We know that's where they wanted to knock the stops to get a good price. And if you look to the left to the right, you can see where it's hitting. So this is a strong area. Okay, if it breaks, we should be able to get at least a 60 to 70. And then what I'm going to do is, I have it on my other chart here. Now we're going to get into kind of like the uglier screens here. And this is what I love. Right now, the 10 minutes pushing down. We have overnight session, high volume point of control. And I said we should get to the 65-70 range if it happens. When you see blue bars, means it's high volume. So they try to push it up, and then they've just been ranging back and forth. And then they want to break through. So now market opens happening, but the thing I like about this is I'm on a 10-minute chart here. Look how it goes, literally, I call it the market maker line. Here's that dotted line. Stops. Then it goes to the next market maker zone. Vibrates up and down till it pops. Goes through to the next section. Every time it will try to find a support and resistance to previous market makers. Okay, and that's why I really like this indicator. And the nice thing is you can see the volume is, they're trying to push it down, and that's okay, because look at, they had high volume here. This was their breakout area, and they're trying to get to this volume point of control, the most current one. This was overnight session. So we'll let it push down. Actually, I have a buy stop right now, hopefully for breaking up, but maybe I'm wrong. That's okay. But so the whole night, it was just hovering between 60, 50, and 60, 10 points up and down, and let them push it down as much as possible to buy in. Okay. Now what I'm going to look for here, since we did this chart, we're done this chart, and we know it's supposed to be pushing up, and there's this huge doji. It's been fighting for a long time. Now the reason why, oh yeah, the reason why I chose this, let's go back to the 10-minute here. Let me get to it. Is that the 10-minute, or I had another one? I put it on this one for now. See, I have my buy stop to go up to this stop out level. So I'll let it pull down. If I'm wrong, I'm not in the trade. But the reason why I chose this purple line, look how many lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 market maker lines in that zone. So I'm just front running it right here and saying, you know what? We've been playing around with these other lines. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch in this zone here. And it's been playing back and forth, back and forth. And I have dates to load. I have 2 months of lines, or probably 45 days, because I think on the indicator I have 45 days maximum. So while it's playing this game, I know if it looks like I'm getting a runner, I might just hit here and I'm done. If she pops through here, then we're good to go to the next stop out level and the next stop out level. Now the question you have to ask yourself is it working or not? Okay. Now the interesting thing is when I look at a longer time frame, this was a 60-minute chart, sorry, not a 10-minute chart on that one. But when I'm looking at the 60-minute chart, I'm looking at the times. Are these working? Now the funny thing is, on the 60-minute chart, you see there's what I'll notice is when the markets are playing their games, they're gonna go this time worked, this time worked, this time worked again. You would have made profit, bounced up, but you still finished in profit. This one held, and as soon as this one holds, this one looks like it was making, then there was a crash. And then we had two failed signals, 1, 2, and then once you have your 2 failed signals, it resets, and there you go. There's your profit. There's your profit. There's your profit. 3 o'clock to 11 a.m. There's your profit. Now, what we'll look at 11 till 5, we'll see if it's going the right direction. I mean, this could be the very well the top. I don't think so, because they already tested this top here. So if they're going to do a double top, they're going to push up again. Let them do their. This is the overnight session, making some profit. Was this all overnight? No, probably 3 sessions start here. So they made some profit. They're going to pull back and probably continue on. Okay, so we're done those charts, and we're done this chart. Doji candle once again. We're done these pages. Move some of my code. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm at a deep retracement, which is fine. Actually, this is my order right now. I was waiting. Where am I? So when we're looking at it, we're at 0.1. So I'll let it do a little bit more of a pullback and get that all set up there. That was the initial to see if there was a punch, but the punch never happened, and that's fine. So what we're going to do, give me a second here. Just wanted to verify move my order since I am educational at this point in time. What we're going to do, we'll take a look now at the 5-minute chart and see what's exactly happening. So what it needs to do, it looks like if everything is said and done, actually I'm going to close my order. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this will pull down till 10:35. If it's 10:35 and it pulls down, we can start seeing our levels where it's holding. Where it's holding again is trying to fight this high volume node, get to the position and reverse, because we're still hitting bottlenecks. It did hit level 3 yesterday. Think about this of all overnight here. Now what we're having on the high volume, we had 30,000 in 5 minutes here. We'll see if it breaks this level, and we'll get set up for that. But I'll look for myself, maybe possibly my first trade, pending what the snapback is. And if it holds around this market maker price line, it doesn't do anything, I'll still go long, because it could be just this pullback here. Now let's even go a little, maybe even more minutiae, or is that it for my minutiae? So let me just check here. So I had a lot of charts, but it was only one chart I'm looking at. Yeah, and that's a wrap there. Other than that, you're looking at my scalping system. As you can see, I'm just starting for the day. And I'm looking to see if it does pull down. So we had a second 7 o'clock pull down, 5 o'clock pull down, 6:15 pull down, 7:40 pushing back and forth. And it needs to break this level. If it doesn't break this level, we'll see exactly what happens here. Let me just reload this. Okay. There we go. So the key is the first thing in the morning as well, I'll look at the bias, and we're still at 0.11. So it looks like if it can get to 0, hold around 0. Here's volume point of control right now of the dynamics. And if it breaks here, we're above the 70. And right here, we're in the market maker pricing. So it looks like there's a lot of information, but it's quite straightforward, saying we need to do its pullback. That's what they're doing, and then go. And if it keeps on going, then we'll watch. But if not, because it needs to get to 50 before the trend starts changing. If it breaks here and past this. Other than that, I'm basically done. But I just wanted to show you what I look for on a top-down approach, and go from there. Other than that, just make sure you pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Bye.